Men gather ready, troops coming in strong, arms in hand ready, because we're having a battle today. A battle of epic proportions, a battle that one could say we can't make, a battle that says we need the strongest of men to do, a battle against our hairy competitors. Some call it our ancestor, I call it another victim to the onslaught of 100 men versus one gorilla. Now I know what you're thinking, I know what you're gonna say. Gorillas are so strong. Let's look at gorilla stats for 1 second. Let's just take a roll back. Let's go back to the past and look at how strong gorilla is. We're looking at 300 to 500 pounds of pure gorilla action. That's about what we're looking at here in terms of gorilla strength and its capacity of kilograms. Now, if you're not from America, we use pounds here. Now, if you're from some other place, you're probably thinking, well, what's that in kilos? How much is that in kilos? 136 to 227 kilograms. I don't have a script. I'm just guessing. I'm going to put it up behind me. Hopefully I'm correct. The back will correct me. Who knows? But what I do know is their upper body strength is crazy. They're about 4 to 10 times stronger than the average human. Now, this is very important. 4 to 10 times stronger. Why do I bring this up? You guys remember when that big woman got in that Uber car or that Lyft car and it fell down and sunk, despite the fact that cars are able to hold a crazy amount of weight, but if it's all concentrated on one point, it will actively destroy whatever that carrying apparatus is? That's important for our battle. Let's go through gorilla stats even more. Their bite force is about 1,200 to 1,300 PSI. That's stronger than a lion's. But we also got to remember one thing about gorillas. Their pee-pee. Their tiny, insignificant member. Their phallic member is wildly smaller than ours. I believe it's rocking at 3.3 centimeters, something around 1 inch. Now, I know what you're going to say. Why does their phallic size matter? Well, it matters because we have crackheads. Crackheads that can bite it off. They're used to biting small targets. We have 100 crackheads going against one gorilla. We're going to give that gorilla AIDS immediately. We're going to give that gorilla syphilis. We're going to give that gorilla swine flu because of the amount of crackheads that I'm bringing to the battlefield. I didn't say 100 average men. They didn't tell me about the statistics. They just said 100 men versus one gorilla. So I'm going to give gorilla best stats. 500 pounds, 2,000 pounds they can lift in easily because the average gorilla can do about 1,800. I'm getting this silverback 2,000 pounds easy. I'll make his bite force 1,800. Let's say that. So we're getting a pretty stacked gorilla. Now you're probably thinking, okay, one at a time, one by one, you could do a war of attrition and wear it down. Over time, the gorilla is actively going to be saddened. No, the gorilla's going to punch through everything. You might get his stamina low, but a gorilla is a vegetarian. I know the one thing about vegetarians and vegans, they're incredibly weak, but not this gorilla. See, vegetarians and vegans, they want to be like this gorilla because the gorilla has the ability of using the power of true plants and true photosynthesis and using the ability inside of its whole soul. Gorillas don't eat meat for the most part, but crackheads do. They will bite off your meat, and that's the disadvantage against the gorilla. Now, the gorilla's going to be cracking over crackhead skulls, boom, boom, bop, bing, boom, knocking them out, ripping their jaws off, annihilating them, pretty much destroying their necks and tearing out their gullets and making their jugulars go crazy. I'm going to be sitting in the back waiting for my chance to strike. Now, we can surround the gorilla in a formation, one might say. You would say, oh, he's going to be knocking us over and destroying us, and if we all jump on him at the same exact time, guys. You're not realizing this. And I'm not using the strongest men or bodybuilders. I'm using the average man. The average male height is about 5'10". I'm 5'5". So, average male height is 5'10". So we get a bunch of average men to go against the gorillas, and the average gorilla height somewhere around 5'10" as well. They're standing, face to face, eye to eye. His legs are weak. We can get 4 men on each leg to hold it back. It's not going to be able to kick off. We get some people that know a little bit of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, just a tiny bit of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, or at least know how to hold. We can hold back his legs. The big issue is his upper arms. The Goomba Gamba, Donkey Kong, Booga. That's what we're dealing with here. This ape, not a monkey, this ape is going to be a big issue. See, people are scared of the gorilla. People are horrified of what the gorilla can reasonably and realistically do, but we also got to factor in that they're not that intelligent. They are smart, but we have human manipulation. We have manipulation tactics. We have the ability to hold his son hostage. Gorillas are very caring about their young. We hold his son hostage, he's going to be enraged. We can make him fall to a pitfall trap, get him in a hole, and we can all jump in the hole at the same exact time and crush him with the weight of our bodies. There's many ways we can do this. There's a bunch of ways. I say we come down skydiving, or punch them one at a time, or run past them, or beat him with treadmills for the sake of it, just for the love of the game. I say we get him with Banana, gain his trust, take him out, go pop at his wedding, and as he makes us his best man, we boom, hit him with a Desert Eagle in the back of the head. Now, people are saying no weapons. Understandable. That's reasonable. You might not want to use weapons because that's not fair. You're not fighting a gorilla toe to toe. Despite the fact gorilla has a crazy advantage with his 1,800 pounds it can lift, it can toss you around, annihilate you, 1,300 psi bite force, all these other things, all these statistics that you're bringing up on me. I grasp it. I understand it. But you got to understand this. We can also bite gorillas. We can also poke out his eyes. If we can get 4 men to go up and just one man gets ripped apart, mauled, annihilated, torn asunder, his entrails getting ripped apart, the gorilla using the intestines of the necklace, and then is smacking around, not even eating the creature, just playing with him, smacking his legs, breaking his legs, snapping his femur in half, breaking his phalanges, turning his teeth out, sticking them in his eyeballs, getting his ears ripped off, and getting his hair pulled out. If that one guy can endure that, just endure that, we'd be fine. That's why we let the big guy, we let the big tubby guy, he can take a little bit more hits, despite the fact that the gorilla one punch is going to crack the entirety of your skull and break the entire vertebrae and break your orbitals and make you feel like you're going to lose your life. That's a fair loss. That is a fair loss. What I'm saying is the simple fact of the matter that we as humans have the ability to manipulate. So the gorilla's gonna be tired from beating up that big dude. Boom, bam, boom. He's getting annihilated. Beep, bop, boom, bop, beep, bop, bam. Type of ape shit I'm on, you wouldn't understand. So he's getting annihilated. And then another guy comes over from mine. When we got 100 guys, we got a lot of useless fodder bodies. So another guy gets behind him. Boom, scratches out his eyes. Ha! He can't see. So now he just flying around, and we keep going in a circle and yelling at him, and keep poking, throwing sticks at him, rocks, little pelts at him. He's going to be punching, getting tired. And we're going to notice him getting tired. He's going to eventually want to sleep, but he's blind. He's not used to being blind. He's going to flail his arms going crazy. Now, gorillas have fast muscle twitch fibers, which allow for their strong, ambidextrous, nonsensical movements where they can able to swing across trees and go crazy. That's the power of the ape. However, we as humans have strategic advantage because we've already blinded the one gorilla. Now, if there were 10 gorillas, we might not have a shot. I'm gonna keep it a bean with you. 10 gorillas, that's fair. If they all organized and coordinated, we're done. But this is one singular gorilla. That is the question being posed today. Just a single guy, just one dude, one regular dude. Now, we'll give the gorilla its credentials. The gorilla could overpower us easily. A super powerful, high testosterone, amazing, strong, godlike gorilla could one-shot 100 men. That's 100 punches. Seems like nothing for a gorilla. One punch would knock us all out. It'd be super simple for the gorilla. It uses speed, its dexterity, its anger and force. Most men are terrified of rushing in. You need a strong leader to lead all the other guys. And that's why my suggestion is that we have Halle Berry watch the fight. No man wants to be disappointed in front of Halle Berry. If we can get Halle Berry to pop up just to watch this battle, if she can witness it from a distance, that's fine shit. Nobody on this planet, not even women, will want to lose in front of Halle Berry. She is the pinnacle of perfection. If Halle Berry is watching and saying, "You got this, boys," we only need like 10 guys. We need like 10 guys if Halle Berry's watching. We don't even need that many. We just need 10 guys reasonably. 10 guys come out there. They be ready. They be ready player one. They be on it. They be, all right, oh, Halle Berry? Okay, let's go. They would square up. They would turn to martial arts experts. They catch the gorilla's fingers. Also pointing out, we could grip the gorilla's fingers. Not each of his fingers are incredibly strong. Just that. We get 2 guys on each finger. That's good. We can break its fingers. We break his fingers. It's not going to be able to use that bite force. It's going to have to rely on his forearm. We can tank those forearm hits. It's not that we're fighting the thing naked. We can bring metal-proof vests. We can wear like 100 coats. We can come in there with a bunch of coats. Or we can come in there with a little bit more protection. I'm not saying we're going in there and boom, 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 gunning the gorilla down. That's not fair. That's too easy. Everybody suspects that. That's the easy way out. I'm saying we get some depraved people, maybe some criminals, maybe some people that have committed some manslaughter, something that variety, somebody's doing that. That'd be fine. That'd be cool if we can get some people that are actively having a 10-year sentence. They can reduce their sentence by fighting this gorilla. We need desperate men, and most men are desperate. That's what we need. Get a bunch of Indian guys. Bunch of Indian guys. Get a bunch of Indian and black guys. We'll deal with this with 25 of us. It'd be easy. We have too many numbers, though. That's the real big issue. Our numbers are dramatic compared to this one gorilla. I have seen incredible work. I've seen 10 guys with no weapons take out one lion. That's pretty simple. Bunch of African dudes taking out one lion with no weapons. That's pretty simple. They just punched it in the guts and messed it up. But we're not talking about a lion here. We're talking about the neck snapper. We're talking about the Glorilla. We talking about the big G. We talking about the loud G. We talking about the big boy. That's what we going on. And I say that we as men, as manipulative, egotistical, psychotic, narcissistic, powerful, just depraved, evil, vitriolic, berating, nonsensical, powerful, masculine, just divinities on this earth that rule the patriarchy, we're going to take this gorilla, we're going to annihilate it, we're going to break his legs, we're going to tear his fingers off, we're going to rip his hairs out, and we're going to put his head on a battle pike after the battle. We may lose about, I say at most, even if we're not trying, we'll lose about 17 men at most. At least we have to at least 2 die. And there are so many men that don't feel loved. They will be martyrs for the rest of us, rallying us, boosting our morals. Their deaths will vindicate us. We will take their bodies and use them as shields to push onward in the battle against this one gorilla. Now, why are we fighting this gorilla? I imagine it's much like a Mario situation where he might have took some girl from us. There's got to be some motivation. The motivation is we might be drunk. And if we're drunk, our bodies are going to go limp. We're barely going to feel the hits. Boom. That's why you go limp in a car crash. Drunk drivers survive more often because their bodies go limp. We're drunk fighting these guys. Oh, it's over. We're not going to feel a single one of those punches. You breaking bones, we ain't even feeling them. I can take him. Well, you do, but I can take him. I can beat a gorilla. I can beat a gorilla. It doesn't matter if you think you can beat a gorilla. I know we can because we are powerful. We are men. M-E-N. You know what the M stands for? My ego never fails. I just added a letter because I can do whatever I want to. I'll make the rules. I'm a man. And the rules say I'm going to pop in there. I'm going to have 5 guys in front of me. 5 guys, burgers and fries. Monkeys don't eat burgers. They don't. They eat fries though because they eat plants. They're vegans. They're vegetarians. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to go crazy. And you may be thinking to yourself, he's going to rip off your arm. He's going to tear you apart. So what? I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here in the first place. I'm not here to be here. I'm here to win. If my life needs to be forfeit for a victory in a battle that signifies me as a martyr, I'll be first on the front lines getting torn apart to and fro and annihilated. But he doesn't want me. He doesn't want me. He wants the big guys. He's going for the biggest guy in the group. I'm coming in midway through. I'm infantry 35. I'm not even going to get a chance to punch the gorilla. I'm going to be macking up his corpse and beating him down. That's what I'm going to be doing. This is what's going to happen. I'm going to hit him with the gobble gop, the sloople, the mickle gop, poink loink. And if there's weapons lying on the ground, sticks and such, we're going to toss him out and put dirt in his eye, knock him out, mess him up. He's going to be bloody, beaten, and battered by Guy 37. And gorillas don't have infinite stamina, and we can take him out. We can wear him down. We can lower his resources. We can actively come and coalesce and use our power as the most dominant species on the planet and use our brains. That's why we've gained the ability to be sapio. We have gained it. We have gained it up here. We can use our intelligence. We don't have to go manly brawling against a gorilla. We obviously don't stand a chance one-on-one, to or fro. We can't do that. Our abilities lie within our brains, and our brains is how we manipulate. We use pickup lines to pick up women. We use these powers and abilities, and we can use that against the gorilla to confuse it. Use bird calls, annihilate it, make it look a different way, toss a stone over there, do something. We can take him out, hit him with a jeep, I don't know, crash a plane into this gorilla. There's so much we can do. 100 men, one of those guys gotta be a pilot, one of those guys gotta own a boat. We can toss our harpoon at him. We can knock him out. We can hit him in the back of the head with a rock. We gotta go with a Desert Eagle. We can toss a watermelon at him. Gorillas love watermelon. It's gonna be crazy. That's a little bit racist. I don't know why. We can do so much. There's so much going on in this battle. You don't grasp what we have here. We have an opportunity to rule nature using our fist alone, and we're gonna do so. You can pop in brass knuckles. One of those guys is gonna bring in brass knuckles. He has to. He has to bring in those brass knuckles. He has to pop, 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 pop. Hit him with the guts. Hit him in his ribs. You break a gorilla's ribs, you're going to feel powerful. You're going to feel amazing. We got a few boxers. Some guys know how to street fight, but 100 men, the average guy, we just pick 100 men at random. One of those guys got to do crack. One of them. Statistically, 2 of those guys are pedophiles. Don't let them go first. Have 100 pedophiles fight him. We can fuck the gorilla. Oh, we can do that. Oh, we can lube him up. Get 100 ditties versus one gorilla. And then you'll see what happening. He's gonna try to hit us. We're gonna slip between his fingers because of the baby oil. Woo, woo, woo. I'm like an otter. Woo, P Diddy. Woo. That's what's gonna happen. Woo. That's what's gonna happen to me. That's how I'm gonna feel. I'm gonna feel amazing. I'm gonna be like Mario in the penguin suit. Wahoo, wah, wee, wah. That's what's gonna happen to me. I'm gonna beat the gorilla. Whether you think so or not, I'm gonna beat it. Anyways, this is my measured response to the gorilla question. There you go. Bye. Have a good day.